Hello. You're returning into the episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's first topic, Lions versus Raven predictions. John Harbaugh addresses giving up and blowing leads. And Detroit coaches speak very highly of Lamar Jackson. Look, guys, we're going to get into the media portion of this first, okay? The prediction we're going to do last for this episode of The Wunderkind Show. And I think you guys are going to like the media. Listen, the Detroit coaches have been nothing short of very, very, praiseworthy when it comes to Lamar Jackson. And I think it's because of the respect that is given. When a guy can blow you out the way that he blew them out, this team blew them out, he's the head, and everybody knows he's the engine. The coaches that got to go against him, the players that have to play against him, give him that level of respect. And that's exactly what Detroit's coaches have been doing. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a snippet of audio and video from their coach, head coach. We're going to break that down, and then we're going to go into what Harbaugh had to say on ESPN, and then we're going to get into the predictions, okay? Without further ado, let's get this party started. Please remember, guys, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It's the easiest thing to do, and it's free. Helps out the channel immensely. Subscribe if you like content like this, and like the vid, all right? Let's get this party started. Check this out, guys.
Is it Lamar I see? Well, if I was dreaming about how to stop these guys, he'd be the first one I would think of if I was coming out of a nightmare. He is dangerous. So he's dangerous. And like I say, they don't ask him to do as much as he did before with his legs, but there's plenty of it still in there, and he's throwing it pretty good. You know, they've made a concerted effort to do a little more drop back with him, and he's throwing the ball well, and he's got guys that are making plays for him. But if it's not there, he'll take off, and he gets up the middle, he gets the edge, and he's going to hurt you. He'll get a first down, and there we go, or an explosive. So he's extremely dangerous as always. That's not changing right now. So that focal point will always start with him, especially defensively. My heart goes out to you, man. God bless you.
Sorry, just a moment. He is still averaging, or on pace to average or run for 1,000 yards. So that's just him doing that. That's not necessarily.
Yeah, that's just average for Lamar, right? I mean.
You heard what he said at the end. The guy's like, he's on pace to maybe average another 1,000-yard rushes. He's like, that's just average for Lamar, right? You know what it is? Lamar has been so great, so good, that people have become desensitized to it, right? Almost like they stop appreciating his level of greatness. And it's very funny that it takes a lot of times our opponents, the people that have to game plan for him, the people that have to go and guard him, the people that are paid to stop him, slow him down, beat him, beat the Ravens. It's very funny when you start to hear how they view Lamar Jackson, the level of respect that is given to him from them, and how they say, look, he's him. He is him. Here's the thing, guys. This game, I believe, is going to be a high-scoring game. I believe the defense is going to make some plays, but overall, I think those running backs are going to go crazy. I'm going to give the prediction and everything at the end of the show, but make no mistake about it. Do not think for 1 second that the Baltimore Ravens, because we have a dynamic quarterback, a really great running back, a surging young receiver in Zay Flowers, and a resurging older player in D-Hop, that we can just overlook this team. They are fighters. This city has known more loss than almost any city in the NFL. Maybe them and the Browns. Not them and the Browns. I mean, them and the Bears have known more. Them, the Bears, maybe the Jets, have known more recent, just bad, horrible play, losses, losing, consistent bottom of the barrel team in the league, to let you understand that they're not going to take this for granted. They're not taking these great seasons that they're putting together as for granted. They want to win it all. They get paid too. They want to make sure they get a chance to go hold and hoist that Lombardi trophy for the city of Detroit. Do not overlook this team. If we do, we will lose. Jamar Gibbs is an amazing talent. Goff is an extremely good quarterback. Amon-Ra St. Brown proves himself to be a top 10, top 5 wide receiver in the league. And now you got a whole crap load of wide receivers that are hurt. Some of the best receivers in the league that are out. Which just means he's just going up that chart. Telling y'all, man, we got to watch this. You hear how they're talking, we know what it is, we watch. That means they're willing to do the little things to try to get ahead. They're willing to look at this team and say, they're the Baltimore Ravens. We can't take nothing for granted. They're in film study. They're bringing extra film home. When you think that they're at home watching, Coco Melon with their kids, when the kid falls asleep, they put them back on game tape to look, to find out, to see where they could be, great against our team. Now, do I think they'll beat us? No. Not if the Ravens can put our foot on the gas and never let it up. Who cares if we red line over 10,000 RPM? Who cares? 7,000, 8,000 RPM. Who cares? Red line it. We can't have what happened in the first game of the season to happen in the third game of the season. It's already been proven, like I've already stated, that the Browns' defense was legit. Hence why they were able to play us so well. But make no mistake about it. The Detroit Lions are one of the best teams in the league. And they're looking to win. So we got to watch that. But shout outs to them for being very, just not being disrespectful. We've seen disrespect go towards Lamar. And it's very funny. I'd love to ask where all these execs are that have everything bad to say about Lamar Jackson. Real talk. Because all of these other guys that have to go against him, that's Lamar Jackson, bro. We just want to get out of there with a dub. We know what he can do by himself. Now he got some help. Look, guys, we don't want to say nothing. We're just trying to give it our best shot. I'd love to know who those anonymous execs on what teams they play for. Because all these teams be like, bro, we don't want no smoke. Another thing that came up today was John Harbaugh being questioned from ESPN about being up, the mindset of having a lead and relinquishing those leads, probably the most historically for the Baltimore Ravens. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio and video of that also, right? And then we're going to break it down, okay? Let's get to it. Check this out.
Gary Williams, Hall of Fame basketball coach at Maryland, has been a good friend forever. He's good friends with your owner, Steve Bisciotti. And he shared with me this thought, and it makes a ton of sense. He said, one of the hardest things to do is to coach with a large lead because you tend to not play the way that you played to build the lead. And I get it. You wouldn't take as many risks necessarily, but I'm interested in your philosophy of that because I'm going to get to this in a minute. You've spent a ton of time playing with large leads. Is there something to that?
There's a lot to that, and it's exactly right. And you have to really fight against that. And I think probably the biggest thing we haven't done is we haven't done that. We haven't continued to play with kind of the same, I don't know if it's an edge, but there's just the same attack kind of a mindset.
But isn't that human nature?
It is human nature. That's the problem with the whole thing. And then a bad thing or two happens. We had so many of them, so we've lost more than most. But still, we need to be way better in those situations because you just got to keep coming after people. You have to make plays. And we've probably done more trying to avoid plays being made against us. And what happens when you do that is plays get made against you. You get a tip pass for a touchdown that's just a crazy play that probably shouldn't happen. Or you get a pass interference, kind of a bad luck on a fourth down. And all of a sudden, now the momentum starts to go against you, and you even kind of go more into a shell. So, no, we need to keep getting after people. We need to play. It's an advantage to be behind because you have nothing to lose. When you're way ahead, you have a lot to lose. It's just like in life, But you can't live your life like you have something to lose. You got to live your life like you got nothing to lose.
But you've lived in that space more than most. We did the research on this. Since you've been the head coach.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Well, but it's important because Since you've been
important.
coach here, only the Patriots have had more second half double-digit leads, 162. Only the Patriots have more double-digit wins. Like, you've lived in that space, and it's worth pointing that out. Like, the team you play this week, Detroit, they came in a couple years ago. You're both 5-1. You beat them by 35 points. I mean, I feel like that ought not get lost in,
Right.
in this
we didn't
conversation.
Lose that lead, yeah.
Pardon me?
We didn't lose that lead. We kept that
35
lead.
would be a tough one to let get away. But I do think that, like, that's a space that you all have lived in more than most. And I would imagine that, I mean, that's what you're trying to do.
Right, yeah. Well, you know, with that commercial, we've seen a few things, so we know a few things, and we've learned a lot about it. And we have learned that we want to be great in all those situations. We don't want to lose any of those games. So, you know, we're kind of ticked off about it. Our guys are mad about it. Like you said, they don't point fingers. It's just, what can we learn? And let's go win the next one when we're in that situation.
All right, guys. Here's the thing. Comfortability. Lack of focus. Discipline. It's crazy how you could say in NFL history, the Baltimore Ravens, judging especially that we're a relatively younger team, that we've had more double-digit wins or had more double-digit second half leads than everybody except for the New England Patriots, which, you know, they had a 20-year thing with Tom Brady. And think about how long they were beating up on that super weak division they were in with the Dolphins, the Bills. How bad were the Bills for how long? How bad were the Dolphins for how long? How bad are the Jets still have been? And we're only second to them. This is another reason why Baltimore Ravens fans have such like a PTSD when it comes to leads. Because we've had leads, but some way, somehow, those leads dissipate. We take our foot off the gas. This is when I want Harbaugh to look at it like, yo, I got to start doing something different. Right? How is it you have the most historically, and you already have the most blown historically also? So it can't be a Greg Roman thing. Greg Roman's no longer here. Can't be a Lamar thing. It was happening before Lamar was here. Which defensive coordinator are you going to say they just can't hold the lead? We've had what? Three of them since Lamar's been the QB. We've had three defensive coordinators, right? Since Lamar, four. It's 3 or 4. I think I'm going to go with 4. Can't blame them. Can't blame the injuries caused because of bad nutrition and workout practices because Steve Saunders is gone. Can't blame him. Can't blame Ozzy. He's no longer here. We got ADC now. Like, this is my point when it comes to Harbaugh. It's being able to look in the mirror and say, yo, this has happened on my watch. This has been bad. I got to get this fixed. Like, you can't say all these coaches want to be conservative. There's no way. We have a quarterback that wants to go for it every fourth down. We already know that Lamar Jackson is hyper-aggressive. He has to be reeled in at times. You got to be, whoa, Lamar. We're on the 4-yard line. You talking about go for it. He's like, go for it. Connect 4. Oh! That's how Lamar is every time. Go for it. So you can't say it's them. Got to be self-reflective and see that it's happened on your watch, regardless of who's been there. Defenders, defensive coaches, offensive players, offensive coaches, special team players, GMs. It's all happened under your watch. Question is, are you going to allow it to continue to happen? I hope not. I hope not. If we're going to win the Super Bowl this year, we got to keep pedal to the metal. That's been one of my biggest things. Biggest pet peeves. And there's been a lot of Raven fans' pet peeves. Like, they don't want to keep their foot on the pedal. It's like, break your foot off on that pedal. Then no. You have to tap it. Be graceful with it. Be nice to it. What? Lead foot? I laugh when he was just like, oh, we got to do all this other stuff. And I'm like, are you listening to what you're saying, bro? Because there's no way you're listening to what you're saying, judging how all of it's happening on your watch. Like, real talk. Real talk. Oh, we'll just run, and then hopefully the defense holds up. And if they don't now, hey, Lamar, save us. It's ridiculous. Stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Who cares if you beat somebody by 30, 40 points? Oh, why'd you beat them by 30, 40 points? Because you couldn't come back. That's why. And you even heard what what's-his-name said when he was talking to him. He was just like, well, we didn't let nobody come back on us on that one. And what did he say? Same thing I said. Well, you were up by over 30 points in the fourth quarter. It's not very likely. You know what I'm saying? Like, beating somebody who's up on you by 30 points in the fourth quarter is monumentally like a collapse. Because you're talking about they got to score like 4 times. They got to score four touchdowns, and 2 of them got to hit 2-point conversions. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. And that's what I'm saying. But to me, if you're not even 5 minutes left in the game, that's when you pull the 5 minutes left in the game, you're up by 30. Okay, let's go. Now you can go on the bench, Lamar. Now you can go sit down Derrick Henry, certain stuff like that, because there's no way to come. There's just not enough time. You would have to just throw, touchdown, onside kick, throw a touchdown. Like, there's not, even that you would eat up almost 4 minutes of time. So that's the one I believe you should stop, being real, like, just being honest. Another thing, too, now we're getting predictions. Now, guys, this game is going to be, I think, high scoring. Like I said earlier on the Wunderkind Morning Show, live Monday through Thursday, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Catch that, subscribe, become a member of that. But I said this on that channel too. I said, I believe we win this game 37-28, 37-30. I believe that Lamar Jackson throws for 2 touchdowns, rushes for 1. I think that Derrick Henry goes well over 120 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. I believe the aerial touchdowns will go to D-Hop and Zay Flowers for Lamar. And I also believe that Roquan Smith is going to have an interception this game off of a tip from Travis Jones. Sacks, I believe Mike Green gets at least a sack. And I believe that Travis Jones gets at least a sack. And I think that they're going to, make their self felt by Goff today. Now, from the Detroit side, I think that Jahmyr Gibbs goes off. We give up a top 5 amount most yards from the running back position. I think they're going to throw a lot of underneath passes and let Jahmyr Gibbs eat up all those yards. I think Jahmyr Gibbs scores 2 to 3 times in this game. I think Jahmyr Gibbs has one of his best games of his career tonight. It's not enough, though. The Baltimore Ravens hold, and we beat them, by a touchdown or about maybe 10. Close to it. But I don't think it'll be double digit. It'll be like maybe 9 points. We'll beat them by 8 points, something like that. But this is going to be one of those games. And Detroit is not going, until they end the game, Detroit will keep fighting. Hopefully the Ravens understand that and don't take it for granted and try to get everything they can. Just being real. You know what I'm saying? But those are the Wunderkind Show predictions. 37-30. Lamar, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing. Derrick Henry, $120 or more on the ground with 2 touchdowns for himself. Roquan Smith with an interception. A lot of tackles. I think I got him for probably 9 to 10 tackles. Also, Travis Jones with a sack. Mike Green with a sack. And we keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Jahmyr Gibbs, best player on the Detroit Lions, goes off this game with 2 or more touchdowns. He will be eating, all right? But what do you guys think? What do you think about Detroit's coaches speaking so highly of Lamar Jackson? And what do you think about John Harbaugh's clock management, especially being asked by ESPN? And do you agree with my predictions? If you have some other predictions, put them in the comment section, all right? But as always, that's an episode of the Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. And now we get down, we have fun, and we laugh. But everything we talk about, we didn't what? facts, and truth. Please remember, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. You know I love the comments. If you haven't already done so already, check out the Wunderkind Morning Show live Monday through Thursdays, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m., where we touch on all topics of sports, and we do breakdowns, pop news, and a little bit of nostalgia trivia from the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Guys, be there or be squared, okay? Also, if you want to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and just stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is money sign, The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. This show is Nectar signing off. And as always, guys, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Huh? Yeah.
Finish him, Daddy.
Ah!